como é. Mas uma salva de palmas para vocês que ficaram durante todos os dias de evento aqui. Estão aí na lona sagrada, que passou por muitas pessoas.
Não, é isso aí, a grade é nossa, a grade é nossa. Bem-vindos, bem-vindas. É excelente ter vocês aqui. Se não fosse vocês, esse show aqui não aconteceria. Muito obrigado. Opa, a galera tá se posicionando, hein? Quando você vê que aqui tem cinegrafista, a galera começa a fazer um amontoadinho aqui, ó, é porque o negócio vai acontecer.
Então, gente, antes deles entrarem, vamos dar mais um grito para mostrar quem tá animado com o Monarch.
Queria receber aqui no palco, vamos lá, galera, fazer barulho. Kirsty Clemons, Anna Saway, Ren Watabe, Why Russell and Kurt Russell! Great, all set? Hey, Ren. Cool, cool, welcome. Cool, welcome people. Welcome guys, it's great to have you here in Brazil. Welcome, can you hear us well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sure, welcome, it's an honor to have you here. It's great, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Be very welcome to CCXP.
Yeah. Hey guys. Cool.
Cool. How do you like the con so far? How do you like the con so far?
Fun. I mean, you know, one of the fun things about doing a science fiction or a horror or a suspense movie is this is the crowd that really has a good time with it. So it's really fun for us to come here, and it's our first time in Brazil for most of us.
Yeah, we've been waiting for so long to have you here. I just love Death Proof, and we are big fans of Big Trouble in Little China, so it's really an honor to have you here. Thank you so
very
much.
Well, guys, Monarch takes place in the Monsterverse. However, it focuses on humans and not specifically on monsters. So can you tell us a little bit more about what's so special about the human point of view of this world?
I think that we've never really seen the proper aftermath of G-Day, and we get to dive in to the three generations of this family, and you see the ripple effect of the older generations and how that is now changing the lives of the modern day characters. And so to see how Monarch originated, and then when the monsters come out, that's so well earned. I think it's just full of, you know, everything in this show, and the characters really feel real, so I love that about it.
Yeah, I think that, you know, we don't take this audience for granted. Most of the time you really want to, you want the human story to be as good as the CGI and the graphics are. It's important. It's important that you care about the people so that you care about the monsters when they come on the screen. And this is a 10-part series. It's not a movie where people are just running away from monsters. You have to actually be invested in the people's stories so that you understand why the monsters are the way they are. It's cool. You get the opportunity to do a 10-hour show. It's awesome. You get to have incredible CGI, but also like some character story that you can get into in a different way.
Have you guys done anything like this before that's kind of on an epic scale, but it's also in the sci-fi world?
Oh, yeah, I did a superhero movie.
Yeah, there you go.
I did sci-fi a while ago too, like 10 years ago. I have done sci-fi. I like.
But Ren, it was his first show.
Yeah, Ren was cooking before he was a chef.
I was a chef before this.
Really?
This is my first job, yes.
Is it? Well, when you were born, there were like 23 movies featuring Godzilla. And since then, a shared universe was created and also multiple point of views were explored throughout the years. How is it for you being part of something as huge as this?
It's quite surreal. You know, like I said, this is my first gig, so I was jumping into something way bigger than, you know, myself and what I imagined. Yeah.
And of course, being Japanese, Godzilla is a big part of local culture. What is it like watching Godzilla being adapted and being brought to the whole world?
I feel very proud.
Oh, all right.
And Currency, well, here in Brazil, we don't like secrets. We like to gossip, or as we say, fofocar. And we know that Monarch is a very secretive organization, but can you tell us, like, can you reveal a little bit about the organization's secrets?
No, I will get in so much trouble. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
I'll say that. Don't play. He said whatever you want. I'll say that I don't know what I can say.
That's kind of hard because it's a mystery.
It's a mystery. What I will say, and I've already said this, so it's okay. Episode 10 is fucking incredible, and I think is going to just surpass people's expectations who really love.
So people have to watch it to
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
When you guys first got in contact with this project, they kept you on blind about Monarch. They were secretive with you as well about what is this institution, what it does?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's a show, so there's things that are changing that the writers and everyone are figuring out, and you're learning as you go as well. But I feel like we all like to ask a lot of questions.
That's one of the big challenges of doing 10 parts. It's like doing 5 movies back to back to back to back, and of course you can only know maybe 1 through 4 or something, and then they're working on 5 and 6. But at the same time, your input is important. And what was nice about this is that we put as much good stuff on film as we could for them to cut it together. And the pacing of this, it's a show that gets better and better and better and better and better.
And Wyatt, what is it like to act and work with your father in a series like this?
Well, I didn't get to work with him technically on screen because we play the same person, so that would be weird and impossible. But before we got to go into doing, before we got to go into shooting, we got to work a lot together on the nuances of the character and how it was going to play out, and the arc of the character. All that stuff was really important. So we really wanted to make that through line something that sang and connected the 2 time periods, because again, it's about her going down the rabbit hole. It's not necessarily about our character, but our character does connect the 2 time periods.
And of course, you do the younger version. Is that some kind of responsibility to share a character with Kurt? Or you said, oh, I'm the younger version?
About sharing the character.
Oh. Yeah, you have to. It's a 50-50 deal. But it was, you know, he can talk to how he approached it with coming to the set for me when we were working, and you could tell that.
It's very different because Wyatt was going to be establishing the character that we were talking about with the showrunner and the head writer. And you got to understand that when we came on, the character was not written with us in mind. It was just a casting idea. But once you've got whatever the character is that's cast, that actor is who's going to play it. Nobody ever knew who else might do it. And so with you bring some baggage that's good and some baggage that's bad. So you try to work with the good, move the bad out. It must work for the screenplay. And in this case, like I said, it's a mystery that's unraveling. Part of that mystery is that character. For instance, as the audience finds out kind of quickly, he doesn't look the right age. Something's very wrong here. It's like he's like 30 years younger than he is. So all of the characters in their world, they're finding out things about themselves, about their family. And she is really strange in that you begin to question who she is at all. So all those things play into the fact that, yeah, we're gonna be the same person, not a father and son. And it was challenging. I was really happy to go on Wyatt's set, as it were, when he was working with Marian Anders, and I got to watch what he was doing. He's now playing the guy. It's like, oh, well, I was finding that character as I'm watching him. So that's a lot of fun.
And Kurt, as you said, the characters are dealing with their own problems. Anna, in the middle of huge threats like kaijus, like huge monsters, one may think that human problems are not that important, but we know that's not true. They are as important as the huge monsters. So how was it for you to take the challenge to play a character that has to deal with the monsters, but also with family issues?
I think rather than thinking of it as something that I've never really encountered, I related it to my experience when there was a huge earthquake in Japan in 2011, the Tohoku earthquake. And I just remember that I really thought that I wouldn't be able to live in the neighborhood that I was in. I had to go probably away for like a month because the water wasn't running. So that kind of trauma really triggers me. Whenever the alarm goes off when an earthquake is about to hit, like it really scares me. And I think that's similar to what Kate is experiencing with the alarm going off when Godzilla is coming, or the...
You portrayed it perfectly on the first episode.
Yeah,
during the scene. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I mean, family issues are a real thing. Like, I have my own family issues, so her being abandoned by her dad was something that just came very naturally.
And now everyone can see what Monarch looks like, because the first episodes are already available. And I believe for an actor, sometimes it's challenging because you don't know what it will be like. I believe there's like 15 companies working on the CGI on this. What did you know about Godzilla and the monsters in the series? And have you seen the episodes already?
Yeah, we've all seen. Have we all seen it now, guys? 1 through 10. This is really a show where you're keeping a lot of track of the past, the characters in the past, the characters in the present, and it's a big ask. I think there's 4 out now. I think there's 4 out now. Is that what it is? This is a slow burn. You take your time beginning to understand who everybody is, what's going on, and that's when the mystery begins to unravel.
And Apple TV Plus is really standing out with their original sci-fi productions, such as Silo, For All Mankind, Foundation, and obviously Monarch. What do you think is the main reason that makes this show so successful and appealing to the public?
Because I think that we've gotten into a little bit of a, I don't know, you can call it whatever you want to call it, being lazy or getting on track where you just kind of rest on the fact that you've got amazing CGI and go, oh, whatever, there's a monster behind me, whatever. The Apple's done a really good job of mandating that we want stories about people, that we want stories that we get interested in the characters, because as soon as that trick wears off and Godzilla roars for the 407th time, you kind of go like, okay, like what am I into? What should I be caring about? People watch movies and television shows because they want to cry or they want to laugh or they want to feel something. And as cool as the monsters are, without getting into the people, they've done a great job with For All Mankind. I love For All Mankind. It's an incredible conceit for a show. You get into the people immediately. You get invested in who they are, all of that stuff. And they've done a really, really, really good job at that. And I hope that everybody else takes note of what's working, because it works, you know?
I just hope that's an Apple show.
For All Mankind? Yeah, For All Mankind's an Apple show, for sure. Guaranteed.
Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's an honor. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Monarch, everyone.
Galera, levanta a mão aí pra foto! Thank you, guys. Uma salva de palmas pra Monarch! Assistam a série, tá muito boa.
O elenco mais simpático que a gente recebeu aqui em cima.
Irados, irados.
Nossa, eles são muito simpáticos.